Victor247 on Vortex has a 2012 GTI with a DSG. He's blown an airbag and is now having following codes: 18036 powertrain data bus, P1628 missing message from steering angle sensor. Can the sensor go bad after the airbag was blown? All the steering wheel controls still work. Any help is appreciated.
Okay, so Victor, we actually didn't realize when we got both these questions together that they were both from the same guy. Obviously the previous question was about the steering rack assembly, which has the module built into it. This is a code that points to the steering angle sensor, which is actually in the clock spring, which is right basically behind the steering wheels where the steering angle sensor is mounted. So when you have any electrical problems like this, and the fact that the airbag went off could most likely points to the fact it probably needs a new clock spring, which generally the steering angle sensor is built into that. But it also could be other things related to it, because whenever you get into a car accident and the airbags deploy, there's a lot of things associated with those systems that have issues. Like for example, airbag sensors need to be replaced. Airbag modules almost always have to be replaced whenever the airbags go off or are in a collision where the airbags deploy. The module itself needs to be replaced as well, along with the sensors and the airbags and everything else. So most likely you have a clock spring problem. This is something that has a basic setting, so you can go in with VAGCOM if you have one. If not, you should bring it to a shop who can help you, because there is, I believe, a basic setting for the steering angle sensor pretty much on all cars that have them. So that should help you resolve that problem. We'll link up the clock spring with steering angle sensor in the description below. Okay, so the data bus missing message fault, just to tie that into what we were talking about with the airbags deploying, it's likely to be the missing message fault is actually because modules aren't communicating. That could be something that's residual from a module either being out of the vehicle and the key was turned on, so it was trying to talk to another control module in the car, but then it wasn't plugged in, so it's like, oh, okay, there's no module here, and so it sends a missing message fault. Or you could have a bad control module for whatever specific module it's pointing to, and that could be the cause of your issue. So this is really what it boils down to with this situation is when you have a collision and you're replacing all this stuff, I usually advise bring it to somebody who is super familiar with the cars, because otherwise this becomes like a nickel and dime thing where you're going to be like, okay, replace this, okay, replace this, and then you just feel like you're going down a rabbit hole that you're never going to get out of. So take it to somebody who can help you address all these individual issues, because there's a lot of complicated potential solutions to all those problems, and that should help you solve your problem.